Hello, wonderful people. Welcome to the Honest Fashion Academy. My name is Justice. So, we're going to be illustrating this wonderful sleeve you saw. And remember, this is an illustration. You can make yours better and more beautiful than what you're seeing on the screen right now. Let's go right in. Okay, soulmates, welcome to class. For us to draft this beautiful sleeve you saw on the thumbnail, we need our basic sleeve. Please, if you do not know how to draft the basic sleeve yet, we have a detailed tutorial on how to draft the basic sleeve. You can check it out. The link is in the description box of this video. So here, I'm just going to explain the basic sleeve. Now, looking at this line, from this black marked line, that is where our basic sleeve starts. And at this top too, that is where it stops. So this is where we have our basic sleeve. From here to here, we have our cap height. Let me mark it so that you see it properly. I hope you can see it now. So from here to this place, we have our cap height, which I used 5 inches. Then from here to here, that is the length of the sleeve, and this is the allowance. So we draw our sleeve this way using a freehand. A detailed pattern tutorial on how to draft a basic sleeve is in the description box. So this is our basic sleeve, right? Now what we're going to do to achieve those the height of the sleeve and the business of everything, we're going to be extending our papers. So from here to this upper part, I attached another paper which is about 6 inches to 6.5 inches. Yours can be smaller, yours can be bigger, depending on how exaggerated you want the sleeve. So from here to here, I have 6 inches, and coming to this part too, I also extended the paper so that I can at least have something to curve. This is I might not be using all of them, but this is about 5 3/4. So I'm going to be drawing. I can also extend this paper down, but looking at the sleeve, the lower part of it seems normal. Okay, so from here we can extend and curve. This might not be as big as the sleeve in the thumbnail, but this is just how to go about it. Okay, so mates, to get the height and everything about this sleeve, I'm going to measure the center of my basic sleeve, and this is where it is, the center of my basic sleeve. Okay, now this is the men's sleeve. This point here is the men's sleeve, the line for the men's sleeve. So from the height of my paper, I'm going to draw and connect to this part. It will not get towards the armhole area. So I'm just going to draw like I'm drawing a puff sleeve, right? I had to use pencil before, and now I'm using marker so that we can see it properly. Now it might not be exactly at that center point. You can shift hand a little just to connect it, make it rhyme properly. So this is what we have at this part, right? Now coming over to this other attached paper, all you have to do is to look at the sleeve the way it is and draw your lines. These things are just very simple. You just have to know how to use your freehand or whatever to draw it. So this is what I have. At this point, I added paper so that someone will not get confused why this part is half. It depends on choice. So I decided to complete the paper on this part. So from here, I'm going to use my free hand. You can see that this is the base of the sleeve. I did not start exactly at the base to draw a big sleeve. I had to smoothen it in. Then as it's going further, I'm extending my hand. You can see it depends on how big you want your sleeve to be. So I'm going to extend and connect it to this upper part at my basic sleeve line. So this is what we have. This is just an exaggerated puff sleeve. Okay, it's an exaggerated puff sleeve. So while cutting, I'm going to cut from my basic sleeve this way, this way, this way. Okay, what this means is that one part of the sleeve is going to have joining, because you cannot just cut your fabric like this and expect it to be the way it is. So this part is going to be joined for one of the sleeve and for the other part too, but here we're sewing only one sleeve because it's just for tutorial purpose. So I'm going to cut now and then transfer it to fabric. So you can see what our sleeve looks like. So get the fabric we want to use, fold it over and cut for the two sleeves. For the two parts that will be joined together, this is not on fold, so we're going to cut on fold. You have to iron your fabric to get a nice look. Okay, so while cutting, I'm going to be adding sewing allowance because I will be joining it, as it's not possible to cut unfold for one sleeve. You cannot cut unfold given the shape of the sleeve. Okay, so here I have two sleeves. One is going to serve as the lining, while this will be the main fabric that will be on top. They are both the same fabric for neatness purpose. Now I know you're asking about the net that is on the sleeve. The net is inside this um exaggerated sleeve as basic straight long sleeve. Okay, so when we are done with this, I'm going to show you how to be attaching the two of them to. It's just a simple thing to do. So to make this sleeve stand, we're going to be adding stir to it on the lining, not on the main fabric. We're going to add stir on the lining to make it stand properly, and we're going to be using this collar stay. Okay, it's not the hardest one, but it's kind of strong. Okay, so we're going to be adding stay to this. Now in adding this stay, you will not allow it to be at the armhole area, because the armhole is not exaggerated, it's going to touch the body. So when you add this um stay to the armhole, the person might not be comfortable, you might not be comfortable with it. So we're going to give a gap at the armhole and then stay every other part to make it stand. If there's any other thing we're going to be adding to it to make it more strong, I'll let you know. But for now, I'm going to gum this stay to the lining part of my fabric. I hope we are getting it. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please share this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's hear your comments, or let's see your comments in the comment section. Okay, so I tried gumming the collar stay on the fabric all right round, and then I realized that you are not going to be comfortable in it given the length and then the stiffness of the collar stay. If you want to do something of this nature, you have to use the lighter one, but not so much light. So here we're going to be leaving it at half. This the collar stay is towards the upper part, which is added to the basic sleeve to make it stand at that part. So I have sewn it, joined it to form one sleeve, and here I'm attaching the lining to it to turn it. So I'm going to sew it like this, right? I'm going to join them together. If you watch the upper part, you can see where I sewed. joining the sleeve together. Once you cut it, you will see how you're going to sew it. So I'm turning the lining inside out, like using the lining to turn the main fabric so that I will get a neat job. Now concerning the net, this is something we can actually do. You can have it in between the fabric and the lining to form the net. Oh, I think that was what was done. But here we do not have the net or the lace to do that. So I'm just explaining it so that you understand what exactly happened. You can have it separately as a normal sleeve inside of this, or you can use it to, you can have it in between this sleeve, in between the main fabric and the lining. It's just the lower part that is needed. But like I said before, you can still have it as your normal basic long sleeve that the both of them will meet at the shoulders. Okay, so here I'm trying to adjust the sleeve very well. Of course, I'm going to be pleating some parts to give it a nice shape. The sewing did not get to the height of the basic sleeve. The joining of this sleeve did not get to the height of the basic sleeve. It stopped at the upper part, okay, so that we can at least bend it a little. I should have shown us the joining, right? But then I know we understand what is happening here. You can see the way the two parts of the sleeve were joined together to form the normal sleeve. So I'm trying to pleat some parts to give it a nice shape. As you can see on the picture of that sleeve, it was pleated some parts to give it a very good look. So the same is what we're trying to do here. And remember that this is a guideline on how to achieve this type of sleeve. So having seen the principle, how to go about it, you can do something better, something more wonderful and more unique. All you need is the basic idea, and then you can go ahead and do wonderful things on your own. All right, we learn every day, and at least I know you've learned something worthwhile from this video. Okay, once I'm done doing this, I'm going to be showing you. Of course, it's coming out, you can see. All right, so while doing this, you have to make sure that the lining and the main fabric matches up together. No part should be too big. Okay, if you're doing yours, make sure they match together. You can, so that everything will be very, very neat. I think I made a slight mistake here in cutting the lining and the main fabric. I trimmed one part, so that's why the one on the inside seemed to be a bit bigger. Okay, but then it's going to be fine. So if you've not subscribed to this channel, thank you very much for being here, and I know you're going to subscribe. Okay, so you can reduce the length of the collar stay at that point so that you can actually sew it to your sleeve, right? So I went offline to readjust some, off camera to readjust some parts, as in the folding and everything. I think I turned it inside out or something. So this is the outcome of the sleeve. Like I said, this is just an illustration. You can do something more better, more wonderful, more unique than this. Thank you. Bye.